Well, it's been some time since I have lost subscribers because of something I said on this channel. Let's remedy that today. Last night on the private gilded server for the Leet squad, we had a conversation that was fantastic. And this is why it's a private server, because you just have people over there who are adults that can handle adult conversations. It was awesome. It was an awesome time. And I'm going to get into what it was that we were talking about. First, I just want to welcome you. If you are coming to this channel for the first time and this is your first video, welcome. I'm Servant of Shiloh, and this place that you've stumbled upon is RPG Elite. It's a place where I focus on putting the role-playing, the RP, back into role-playing game, the RPG. Now, how I do this is by giving you tools, tips, tutorials, and some real talk about the tabletop RPG space and culture, which is what we are about to get into today. It tends that these videos on this channel are the ones that get the most views. You know, when I bust this out, thousands of views, right? Man, and I just like geeking out over some things, but we have to address this today, because if there was that much interest in the topic last night, multiple people coming in, it would be remiss for me not to cover the topic here on the channel. Plus, I had already written down in the comments that I was going to cover this on the channel today, so I am making this video the same day that I am releasing it, because I had to switch up my schedule. I had something else totally planned for the video today, but because of this exchange, which is, again, it was fantastic. It motivated me. And sometimes, y'all, you got to pivot a little bit. Let's get into this thing that I was talking about, or that we were talking about last night. And it's something that I mentioned very briefly in last week's video in Classic Tabletop RPG when I was doing Classic Traveler and talking about side drugs. See, I'm telling y'all, you may think that it's just rules. It's not just rules. I mean, in the very least, you should go and watch the beginning and the end of my videos, because I talk about other stuff that you just might be interested in. Let me lay out what happened yesterday, and then we're gonna move into the subject. So as I said, over on the private gilded server, and we were talking about a whole lot of things that kind of meshed in together. I mean, at one point we were just talking about berries. That's right, berries, raspberries, blackberries, blueberries. And I had mentioned that, I mean, I like blueberries. I'm talking about, you know, fresh blueberries, but I have found out that I am a fanatic for blackberries, man. Man, I love me some blackberries. I bought some yesterday, went to the store. They didn't survive the ride home, and the ride home was like 5 minutes. It didn't survive, y'all. Sorry. They're just too good. So it was going back and forth between these topics, and someone had asked me directly a question directly related to tabletop RPGs. And it's something that's kind of a new phenomenon in the way that it's being presented in tabletop RPGs today. Now, it's kind of been there on a DL, but it is not been, number one, made such a big issue, because you will find this in tabletop RPGs today. And it hasn't been presented in the way that it's been presented today. And I'm talking about safety tools. Let me go ahead and give you the actual question that was asked to me directly. All right, so it says this. Question for you. What's your thoughts on safety tools for tabletop RPGs or TTRPGs? I ask because I'm seeing more talk about them, and I don't remember you doing a video on them. That's code for servant, you need to do a video on this. And right after that, someone chimed in and said this: what even is the concept? Never heard of it. Well, the reason why you never heard of it is because it never has been here in this form. But because we have a malaise of individuals who want to come in and really control. This is not about suggestions here. This is about control. This is so much, this is, unfortunately, folks, it isn't us versus them. And it's not like we started it, right? Because nobody wants to have a conversation anymore. It always needs to, you need to push things down people's throats or yell at them. There's no conversation like the one we had last night on the server. It was a totally cool session of just discussing this because there were some nuances in there. Everybody wasn't like 100% on the same page. There were nuances in there. But we're grown. We can handle that. See? We can do this. Now, what I'm about to say now is I'm going to respond to that in this video, but I'm going to respond with the very same comment that I typed up last night with a couple little edits in it, because after I looked at it and decided that I was going to do this video, I said, okay, this needs a little tweak here and there. But this is my response from last night. The terminology is stupid. Did I say that I was about to lose subscribers? I can hear the footsteps already. If you don't feel safe playing a TTRPG, you have much deeper issues and you shouldn't be playing. That being said, it's the idea that you're not covering subject matter people feel uncomfortable with to a small degree, which is something you should handle before you start a campaign or a session. That's always been a given. Like I said, little small paragraph that you talk about, you probably should do this, that, and then you go on. You don't belabor the point as if we're stupid. I'm going to talk about this in a second. But I wasn't finished. However, it's more so code for having to accept everyone's lifestyle and viewpoints around the table so they can be played out in the game. Not done yet. Apparently, if you don't agree with everyone's lifestyle and you don't agree with their viewpoints, you are an automatic threat and people do not feel safe. That's the gist of it. And it is. For those of us who are thinking people who can read between the lines, that is really what safety tools is all about. It's not like we were born yesterday. We've been on this planet for a while. We know what's up. We're not screaming and yelling about her, or some of us aren't. But, and like I said, the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I was asked and we had this great conversation, and it just appeared to me that, you know, this might be something that people might genuinely be interested in. Safety tools are a bad idea. They're bad all around. There's several reasons for this, but I want to get into just 4 glaring reasons. There are more, but I'm going to get into 4 glaring reasons why so-called safety tools in tabletop RPG is simply bad for your experience at the table. Number 1, it takes authority away from the GM. The GM is the de facto leader, not a manager. They are a leader that manages. That's different. They facilitate, they adjudicate. People look to them as a leader for the session. They have said, I'm going to put my trust in you for this session. However, when you're doing safety tools, you have now taken that authority out of the hands of the GM. And now you're presenting things as if this is some kind of oligarchy. It's not an oligarchy, folks. This is a benevolent monarchy. This is what this is supposed to be. But the people who espouse this hate authority in any kind. And so this is just another way to take that away and take that out of their experience because it doesn't make them feel safe, which would really be their problem and wouldn't be anybody else's, but theirs. Number two, it takes away the responsibility from the GM. Not the same as authority, the responsibility. Because like I said, it is a responsibility for the GM to adjudicate. And there are some people who are GMs and are good natural GMs because they have leadership qualities. They're good at managing things. They're good at delegating. They're good at adjudicating and seeing things and judging things. And that's why they are good GMs. Not just because they have good ideas and good creative talents, but they adjudicate things and move things along. And so the session is one that people want to come back to on a regular basis. Number three, this is a big one for me. It patronizes thinking adults. What do you think, we stupid over here? We're grown. We can take care of this business. What are you sitting over here having whole sections to try to tell me how to run my session? Or try to tell us how we should be at our table? What are you doing? Really, who do you think you are? Listen, if you want to give a suggestion, that's one thing. And we can take or leave a suggestion, right? The other is that, are you trying to tell me how I should do this? You don't think that somehow we are capable as adults to do this. Now, there are some people who are not capable, and they're the ones who are putting together safety tools. See how that works? Number four, and this is the biggest one for me. This, for me, is the biggest problem with safety tools, is that they promote weak character. All it is capitulating to your weakest link and letting them run things. That's all it is. It is making sure that everybody's either coddled or that everybody feels a certain way. All right. You know, what happens when the person doesn't feel comfortable when something happens to their character? Something negative happens to their character and they don't feel safe anymore. I feel like you're persecuting me because my character just got damaged. Okay, what happens then? RPG Elite quality number 4. I think I've said this to you guys in the past. I'm telling you, if there were 3 that I had to choose out of all 10 RPG Elite qualities that would be kind of at the top of the pile, RPG Elite quality number 4 is in my top 3. If you're not sure what in the world I'm talking about, I got a link for it down in the description below that you can go and take a look at those multiple videos that I did on that. But it just makes people weak. It promotes weakness as some kind of virtue. And that stuff is nauseating. And it's not doing people any good. That's why it's nauseating. Those are just 4 glaring reasons why when you see safety tools in a tabletop RPG that you weren't aware that it was going to be in, that you should absolutely ignore them. Because you're grown and you can take care of this stuff yourself. And you don't need them to give you long sections on how to do that, or checklist or any other silly stuff. I want to close out this video today with a couple of the comments of some of the people who chimed in, and there were more than one who chimed in yesterday on the RPG Elite Gilded server in our conversation last night. So here's one comment, and this is what they said. It's not my job as a GM to make you feel safe. It's my job to facilitate playing a game. You want safe, go to a therapist. Though it would be really funny to have one of those safety tool users try to play with my group, they'd have an aneurysm in under 30 minutes, tops. I probably wouldn't even play in that group. I'm just saying. Here's one last one. Love it. It says this: if safety tools were called comfort tools or tone modulators, I'd have less of a problem with them. But even then, a checklist is such a backwards way of handling things, as if the entirety of human trauma and psychological unwellness can be captured on paper. Ridiculous. Safety tools are designed to avoid that simple adult communication for the purpose of giving players undue power if one wishes to be cynical. Bam! Based. Right there. That's it, really. See, and it's infusing all of this stuff. There's a really pernicious way that they do these things, changing language and all the rest of this stuff. It could be that these people aren't, have evil intentions, right? It's like I said, they might have the best of intentions, right? But what do we know about good intentions? Yeah, good intentions lead to a path to hell, and this is one of them. Now, if you are interested in having these great conversations and being around like-minded people and just chilling out and having other perks along the way, then you need to become part of the Leet squad. I mean, come on through, y'all. All you need to do is the first link down in the description is a link that will take you to the Leet squad sign-up page. There, you're going to put in your name and you're going to put in your email address. You're going to hit that blue button, and then that's it. You'll be part of the Leet squad, but you still need to do an extra step. You need to go and get Guilded, download Guilded, and look for the RPG Leet server. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to look and verify that you are part of the Leet squad, because you need to be part of the Leet squad. What does that mean? It means that you need to have your email on file and active in the Leet squad in order to be part of the Leet squad Guilded private server. But it's easy, and you can become part of it, have conversations, join certain rooms, all kinds of stuff, certain announcements that's going on, and you got direct access to me if that even matters at all, because I can answer your questions about certain things. Maybe, if I feel like answering questions, because there are some questions I will not answer. There's some. Hey, if you got any value out of this video today, you were challenged in some way, or even if I bothered you, but I bothered you in a good way, right? Made you think. Could you do it, brother, solid, and crush that like button? Also, if you want to stick around and maybe you just want to be like, okay, well, I don't know about this dude, but I'm going to try him out. Let me see if I can try him out a little bit. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. I come out, God willing, with videos every Tuesday and Friday, and sometimes maybe an extra day here and there, but normally Tuesdays and Fridays. All right, well, the obvious question of the vid today is this: what you think about them safety tools? And I already give you a whole breakdown on what I think about it. What do you think about it? Well, go ahead. Let's get some engagement going down in the comments below. That'll be it for me. And what that means, folks, is a brother's gotta do is snaggle post.
So exit, stage left.
Hey, if you got a game this week, happy gaming, y'all. I pray it is an RPG Elite session. And by the way, this is not the end. I got another part coming, because I'm going to tell you how an RPG Elite would handle this situation, or at least how this RPG Elite has been handling this situation, I don't know, years, long time, and how it works 100% of the time, has never failed. So, you want to know what's better than safety tools? Keep it locked right here. Next time, folks, I'm out like a scout. Peace, 5,000 Leets. See ya.